Economic and Investment Summit as efforts to resuscitate the country's economy continue. Livestock sector reform can help Botswana achieve the national herd target.
And in sport, Polish player Katarina Braun emerges victorious at the J30 Gaborone ITF World Tennis Tour.
And that is Liza Osake joining us later on a sport desk. Patricia Joyen is interpreting in sign language. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Now in our first story, efforts to resuscitate the country's economy through the Botswana Economic Program continue to unfold as the country will host the Economic and Investment Summit in the sidelines of the G20 Summit in South Africa this November. According to the summit organizer Lusika Seboni, the summit is to connect the 200 high-impact projects selected by the program to potential investors. Kelele compiled this report.
The recently launched BETP, hyped as the engine that will help drive and lead the country to its high-income status, is progressively moving towards bringing tangible results, placing 200 bankable projects in a position to contribute to high-quality jobs and growth of the country's economy. Plans are underway through the program for the country to strategically host an economic and investment summit that will place it at a vantage point to benefit from the endless opportunities likely to be created by the upcoming G20 meeting, which will be hosted by the neighboring South Africa in November.
What excites us is that we want to be able to organize real, meaningful interactions with investors, because the rest of the world will be coming to Africa and real investors will be coming here. And we want to organize over 200 matchmaking meetings, that's what they're called. And we want to be able to assist our partners, the Botswana Investment and Trade Center, to further, foresee their mandate.
Granularity is important, where we're asking them high-skill jobs, medium-skill and even low-skill, and what will be the potential jobs to be created during construction and operational phases. Those will be detailed out year by year, so the granularity is there, making sure that when we go into implementation, there's alignment between what the industry requires with what the university, the schools are churning out. That's one. And as well as the impact in terms of investment and contribution to Botswana's GDP and GNI, which gross domestic product.
Those privileged to be in the country's economic labs are already optimistic about the future of the business landscape and how it will positively contribute to the country's economy.
We're expecting the kick-off of the project to be around January next year. And then mid 2026, we should be seeing an upward trend in terms of revenues and profits. So, and in a lot of job creation, because it's going to be operating outside. So we expect to have Botswana going there, also exporting knowledge from Botswana to other countries as well. So this is how it's going to benefit.
But and then also mo go botlhokwa mare go boneng gore wa go re thusa gore re nne ready go implement ke gone go reporta le go manager dipalo kana data le gore tla be tsa gone. So go ntse go dirisiwa evidence go tswa ka di solutions.
Pemandi associates in Botswana are already hosting talks with various global and regional investors as a proactive measure for efficiency before the anticipated Economic and Investment Summit. Somolekai, PTV News, Gaborone.
Botswana Qualification Authority and Architect Registration Council have signed a memorandum of understanding meant to improve quality assurance in architecture education. The MOU, which was signed this week, allows the two organizations to collaborate in national education reform efforts through. Hobanane Sehedi with more.
This new mutually beneficial partnership between Botswana Qualifications Authority and the Architect Registration Council lays the groundwork for the cultivation of shared research, enhanced quality assurance practices and continuous professional development. The signing now means BQA recognizes ARC as industry experts, allowing them to play a role in assessing the quality of architectural education and qualifications in Botswana. The collaboration has been a long way coming.
The potential benefits of all these We'll make sure that at the end of the day, there's alignment between architecture qualifications with industry standards. We have enhanced credibility and recognition of architecture qualifications and learning programs. Streamlined accreditation process, sharing expertise in curriculum development and validation, as well as improved quality assurance in architecture education.
The two parties have welcomed the collaborative journey they have embarked upon.
Today marks more than just a formal agreement. It represents a step forward in building a stronger, more coherent qualification system that is aligned with professional standards and national development goals. Partnerships such as the one we are launching today are essential in ensuring that qualifications are not just designed for compliance, but for real impact. Impact that talks to industry needs, national priorities, and global competitiveness.
In the SADC region, two protocols are being negotiated. There's one protocol on education and training, and there's also the protocol on trading services. This basically serve almost a similar purpose, but for the purpose of this MOU here, the protocol on education and training is very important because it aims at seeking to improve access to quality education, raise the standards and integrity of qualifications obtained within the region, and to harmonize the education system across the region.
By supporting the architecture profession through this MOU, BUKA is ensuring that the field can flourish amid national educational reform efforts and contribute meaningfully to Botswana's socio-economic development. Khobarane Sehedi, BTV News, Gaborone.
The Minister for Sport and Arts, Jacob Gilliben, says the Khafela traditional celebrations promotes food security in the country, noting that the Khafela supports the government's goal of achieving food self-sufficiency for the nation. He further highlighted that events such as the Khafela helps to build Botswana's tourism sector by showcasing its rich cultural heritage to a wider audience. He said this on Friday during a Khafela celebration in Motokwe village. Nomodungwa reports.
From time immemorial, different cultures have celebrated the first fruits or first harvest to thank the gods for a bumper harvest. Likewise, the Khafela traditional celebrations are held to give thanks for the previous harvest and pray for more rain to grace the next plowing season. The celebration also serves to connect people through traditional food, dance and music, encouraging a sense of community and belonging. Minister Gilliben noted that supporting events such as the Khafela demonstrates national pride, self-reliance and hard work, values that must be instilled in the younger generation. The Khafela promotes agriculture and enhances food security. Moravi presents the harvest to the Khosi, showcasing a variety of traditional dishes. Through food, people get to know their tradition and embrace and appreciate their identity.
Maybe of recent, Botswana Economic Transformation Program.
The recently launched Botswana Transformation Economic Program identified 9 priority sectors earmarked to help resuscitate the country's economy. Agriculture is amongst those identified sectors.
Identified the sector 9. Agriculture sector seemed to be identified as the top priority to revive the economy of this country.
The Khafela celebrations bring people together under one roof with sole purpose of sharing harvest, thanksgiving, promoting food security, as well as giving to the less fortunate. The event reinforces kinship and old traditional methods of poverty eradication. Time has come for us to revisit our roots. A person's language and culture gives them an identity. In this region, we speak Sekhalakgadi and Sesarwa. Last year, history was made when we launched the Sekgalagadi Bible.
2024 ke ha go simolodisiwa Baebele ya Sekgalagadi.
This timeless tradition of gratitude and unity is said to be the glue that continues to bind communities together. The Kafela and other traditional celebrations and festivals remind people of the importance of preserving culture, identity, and heritage, not only for the present, but also for those who are yet to come. Now, Mudungwa, Botswana Television, Motokwe.
In response to President Advocate Dumaboko's call to grow Botswana's national herd to 5 million cattle within 3 years, a panel of industry experts convened for a candid discussion outlining a complex but critical path forward. The panel, which was held at the ongoing National Agricultural Show in Sebele on Friday, concluded that achieving this goal will require a revolutionary blend of cutting-edge technology, bold policy reform, and economic incentives. Farmers added that the current pricing model at the Botswana Meat Commission is a disincentive for farmers, arguing that for the 5 million target to be achievable, such issues must be addressed. According to the farmers, an upward adjustment of BMC prices must reflect international market values and rising import costs.
BMC prices are too low. They do not represent the value of the beast. They represent some other value. The value of a beast can be determined through an equation of the input that it took for you to produce that beast. If it's 15,000, why is BMC offering 4,000?
Harsa dirise maranyane a sejwalejwale jaaka ke tlhola ke tsenya logonyana ba bua le ba bangwe gore tota ha re sa tlise maranyane mo baruing gore a morui a kgona go itse gore nyana ha re tla mo kgweding ya Lwetse dikgomo tsotlhe di a tlholwa gore a mme di tshwere boroko
ba ba yang go dikgomo di leng teng ba thuse barui go manage malwetse go introduce di technology le gore barui ba ka tswela ja ke ra dilo tse di tshwana re tlhangwanyana ntse a bua go oketsa marole ka mo ga ka calving rate mme le bo bull testing le di AI di sutelle barui kwa di leng teng a kere
fa le kganya gore kitso ya batho hela ne ntse le kota le one re simolotse go ikamanya le mahatshe re ntse re tshwaragane mo dingwageng tse pedi tse tharo tse di lekileng re tshwaragane le ba legatsha la New Zealand gore ba tle ba re rute gore bone ba kgona yang re rile ka ha re rutang ka teng mo re kopaneng le bona mo yaanong re rutang Batswana barui mahala.
You are still watching BTV News. Thank you for staying with us. Now moving on, the General Manager for Water Utilities Corporation responsible for Kanye Service Center, Monamitsi Ramusu, has affirmed that they are keeping up with services for distribution of potable water and sewage water despite ongoing financial constraints. Ramusu said this during a stakeholder engagement forum to brief residents of Joining Town, Kanye, Moshopa, Mabudzane, Matete and Manyana villages about water situation in the region. Emmanuel Rapoa.
As water is life, its importance will remain core for developmental advancement as a driver of critical sectors of the economy, primarily used in mining, agriculture, energy, health, security, and education. It is on this very note that pulling together in unison is cardinal to understand certain challenges and viable interventional measures dedicated more on water conservation. We are always responsive to address most of the water challenges in our area. Therefore, it is paramount to have forums like this in order to unpack best measures of water conservation and reporting any leakages. We constantly complain about lime in water, salinity, shortages, but we seldomly acknowledge and appreciate the good work of Water Utilities Corporation.
ka dingongore go tse di harologaneng bangwe ba re a letswai bangwe ba re ga a lekana bangwe ba re a tletse kalaka.
However, others are reversing tremendous strides made by Water Utilities Corporation by dumping waste not meant for sewage infrastructure, hence causing blockages and awful spillages, while some vandalize valuable equipment. We have challenges of theft, vandalism and illegal water connections in order to avoid payment of monthly bills. It is clear that we still have challenges of water in our area. Therefore, the stakeholder engagement is pivotal to address them.
Ya go bona gore re ka di rarabolla yang go lo mo ke gone mo ileng gore go ka isa le hatse la rona go pele.
As stakeholders have engaged meaningfully in this forum, it is now upon those involved in grievous activities to desist from such, especially the discovery of some who have illegal water connections in their homes and businesses, as this is against the corporation's processes. Emmanuel Rapua, BTV News, Joining.
Mashoro Junior Secondary School staff have built a house for a community member through the help of well-wishers and other stakeholders. Ongadile Khalasi and her family have for years missed out on the decency of safe shelter, as it is the right of every human being. But now that is all in the past, as Mashoro Junior Secondary School staff heeded to the call of help. Gabriel Meriki.
Access to adequate housing is said to be integral to an inclusive society that Botswana aspires to achieve by 2036. As contained in the country's national vision, President Advocate Duma Boko always emphasized that access to decent housing is not a privilege but a fundamental human right, stressing that housing provides a foundation for dignity, family stability and socio-economic progress. It is against this backdrop that Mashoro Junior Secondary School staff members joined hands with various stakeholders to build a house for a needy resident, restoring the family's dignity and putting a sparkle to their eyes.
We sat down and deliberated on how we could assist our community and find a suitable beneficiary. We wanted to assist one of our students and we agreed to build a house for the family in need.
By then,
words of sincere gratitude and happiness flow freely from the mouth of the proud owner of the new house, Ms. Ongadile Khalasi. She says she's humbled and moved by the kind gesture from her benefactors, declaring that her family now has a safe and secure shelter.
They have uplifted my life and rescued me from difficulties I was facing. I would like to thank Mashoro staff and the VDC who also helped fence my yard. The poverty situation we found ourselves in was not good at all. We always tried to maintain the old house that you see here. Nevertheless, we are glad that she was the chosen one.
Khosi Kama IV, who has been championing the Housing Appeal initiative for years, applauded Mashoro Junior Secondary School staff for the generosity of conferring on Ms. Khalasi's family the dignity of home ownership.
I applaud you for your efforts. It is heartwarming to see such a great gesture. This is something that I have always encouraged, that as a nation we can and should help to build houses for the less fortunate.
President's Housing Appeal in a letting.
I appreciate you for this thoughtful gift. We should understand that we are not all equal, and we must always offer a helping hand to those who are struggling.
Article 25 of the 1948 Universal Declaration of Human Rights recognizes housing as part of the right to an adequate standard of living. Therefore, those with the means are encouraged to extend a helping hand to the less fortunate in life, blessing them with the dignity of shelter. Gabriel Mereki, PTV News, Mashoro.
Well, now in international news, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says they are on the verge of completing the war in Gaza. This comes after Israel's plans to expand the fighting and seizing of Gaza City draws international criticism. Despite this, Netanyahu has stressed that they do not plan to take over Gaza, but to liberate Palestinians and Israelis from the scourge of terrorism, Hamas.
And I think we're on the verge of completing this war, a seven-front war that includes Iran and its proxies. And when that happens, I think we'll have tremendous opportunities to expand the peace. But I've said that this war could end today. It can end it if Hamas lays down its arms and releases the remaining 50 hostages, at least 20 of which are alive. And that's our goal, to get all the hostages out, to disarm Hamas, demilitarize Gaza, and give a different future for Gazans. And my goal is not to occupy Gaza, it's to free Gaza, free them from Hamas tyranny, free Israel and others from Hamas terrorism, give Gaza and Israel a different future. And I think we're close to doing it. It'll have to, of course, mean getting the last strongholds of Hamas. They shouldn't be there.
NASA unveils the second crew health and performance exploration analog habitat designed for a series of analog missions simulating year-long stays on the surface of Mars. The second mission is scheduled to begin in late 2025. Each mission consists of 4 crew members living in the Chapea habitat, an isolated 1,700 square foot 3D printed structure. During this mission, the crew will conduct simulated spaceworks and provide data on various factors, including physical and behavioral health and performance.
So here in Chapea, you're looking at the wall, and this habitat was 3D printed. This is one of the technologies we're exploring for how we might build a habitat someday on Mars. 3D printing technology could be an important technology. The reason is because we would be able to use resources within Mars, such as the Mars regolith, and then make a building out of it.
Well, it is time for Sport News. Liza Osaking on standby.
Thank you so much, Ulibile. Good evening. I am Liza Osaking, and in our leading story, Polish player Katarina Braun claimed victory in the girls' final of the second leg of the J30 Gaborone ITF World Tennis Tour, defeating Zimbabwe's Rutendo Tom by 2-1 in a tightly contested match played at the National Tennis Center in Gaborone today. Victoria Daken has the report for us.
Katarina Braun got off to a sluggish start in the opening set, struggling with weak serves that saw her concede the set 1-6. But the momentum shifted in the second as Rutendo Tom faltered with a string of unforced errors. Braun seized the opportunity, rallying to take the set 6-3. She carried that energy into the decisive third, edging past Tom 6-4 to seal the match and secure her second consecutive win in the tournament, following her first-round triumph.
Honestly, she played really well, and in that first set I just couldn't find my rhythm. She was just playing too well for me, and then the second 2 sets I started getting more rhythm and making more balls.
I played really good, and I'm actually proud for myself because this one was my first final, and I started playing ITFs this year. So I'm really proud of myself, even if I lost in the final. I'm proud of myself because Katarina she's actually a good player. She plays really good, but I managed to get to that set with her, which is a very good achievement for myself.
In the boys' final, Edilson Rosa of Mozambique emerged victorious after South Africa's Dihan van Diveta retired from the match in the first set due to injury. Rosa was leading 4-0 when the match was called off.
It was not as I expected because my opponent retired. So I wasn't expecting for that. I was expecting for a really good match today. And I mean, a win is a win, but it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel the same, but at least a win is a win, as I said.
This whole tournament, I've played really, really well. I really look forward to today's match because I really thought I could win. But yeah, when I woke up this morning, just a few problems. So yeah, I just tried today to see how it would be, but I decided it'd be better to stop and focus for the next tournament.
The second leg of the tournament, which began on the 18th of this month, concluded on Saturday. The next event on the Botswana Tennis Association calendar is the Botswana Junior Tennis Championships, scheduled for October. Victoria Dakin, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
And now switching course to football news, defending FNB Premiership champions Gaborone United were held to a 1-1 draw by Nico United in a thrilling Week 2 encounter played under the floodlights at Gaborone United Stadium last night. Khomozo Safako has the match report.
Both sides came into the clash riding high on opening week victories, GU having defeated Calendar Stars, while Nico dispatched Extension Gunners. From the first whistle, the home side looked sharp and dominant, pressing forward with intent. It took just 18 minutes for Moyakhulele to find the breakthrough, with the Mpokhaswane's spectacular long-range effort to give his side an early lead. But Nico United, unfazed by the early setback, responded with composure. Their first meaningful attack was clinical, Moabi Putego finishing off a swift move to level the score 1-1. The remainder of the first half saw both teams probing each other's backlines, but neither could find the edge before the break. The second half picked up where the first left off, with end-to-end action and chances flowing on both ends. Nico's Nigel Molawezi had two golden opportunities to snatch the win, but squandered both, leaving the scoreline unchanged.
You know, when you are playing the champions, it's a tricky game altogether. But we planned for this, and you know, Gaborone United, give them enough space, they can harm you. Give them space outside the box, they can harm you. But we let it go at one point, first half, where they scored. But we tried our level best to manage the spaces so that at least they don't go score us more goals. But nevertheless, our boys made a spirited fight, and I also want to encourage supporters, stakeholders who came to rally behind the team. It was excellent, and the drama support for us, and we get it right.
We lost 2 points today. Our ambition was to collect 3 points, and we did a lot of mistakes, and we were not organized, especially second half. We started play like them. So this game was not our game, not our football, just transition. And it was a benefit for them because they are aggressive team and they are waiting for this kind of football. So we have to fix our mistakes and next time to do it better.
With the draw, both teams now sit on 4 points after 2 rounds of matches, 1 win, 1 draw, and plenty to build on as the season unfolds. Khomozo Sefako, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
And finally, Botswana Cycling Association has confirmed that 2 of the country's top cyclists, Khomolemo Kealotwe and Lebo Pokono, will represent Botswana at the World Cycling Championships qualifiers in Rwanda. The event is scheduled to take place from the 21st to the 28th of September. Poshia Olope Mulilo has the report.
Kealotwe and Kono end their sport through consistent performances in local competitions and will be competing in both road races and individual time trials. The championships will feature in the elite categories across both men and women's divisions. Botswana Cycling Association Public Relations Officer Lutletse Khosidialwa expressed pride in the athletes, stating that their dedication and growth have earned them this opportunity on the international stage.
We've been invited by UCI, Union Cycling International, to participate in the World Championships. We've been given an opportunity. It has not been cemented yet because we are sending these 2 cyclists for a training camp. It will take 2 weeks. If they do well at this training camp, then they will be given the opportunity now to get into the World Championships. They will be held in Rwanda, in Kigali, For the first time, they are held in Africa. Botswana, who is an elite champion, Botswana. We're also sending Homolomo Kelautse, who's an under 23 champion.
Kono remains optimistic about her performance, saying she aims to secure a spot at the World Championships. She also plans to use the Rwanda camp as preparation for an intensive 2-week training program in France.
The training camp basically
Camp is just to test our level of fitness and skills as we prepare for the World Championships.
I expect much improvement. Sport is through my father.
I was inspired by my dad, who is also a cyclist.
So as a development team, it's more of a ride.
From Rwanda, I'll be heading to France, where I'll be participating in another training camp funded by Albert Milton Foundation.
Ride through some of the routes are Tour de France. So I would just like to appreciate the Albert Milton Foundation.
Kialutso, on the other hand, says he has been working hard in preparation for this camp and is ready to compete. This training camp will help me to test my level of fitness and improve my performance. I've been working hard doing long mountain rides.
So prepare for this training camp.
Should the pair perform well in Rwanda, they will qualify for the prestigious World Cycling Championships, which will be a milestone for Botswana's growth presence in the international sport arena. Poshaulo Pemlilo, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Well, and that is it for sport this evening. We now take another look at stories making headlines.
Botswana to host the Economic and Investment Summit as efforts to resuscitate the country's economy continue. Livestock sector reform can help Botswana achieve the national herd target.
And in sport, Polish player Katarina Braun emerges victorious at the J30 Gaborone ITF World Tennis Tour.
Well, that is all the news we had for you this Sabbath. Weather is up next.
Good evening. Welcome to today's weather update. My name is Neo Atin. Currently, clear skies are visible over most parts of the country, and tomorrow on Sunday, we're expecting clear skies to persist the entire country. In the morning, temperatures will be cold over Kalahari and southern with 6 degrees Celsius at Jani to 7 degrees Celsius at Kalahari. Other areas of the country, we're anticipating those mild temperatures ranging between 8 degrees Celsius at Mahalape to 12 degrees Celsius at Suapen. Now for afternoon temperatures, warm temperatures are expected over Kalahari, southern southeast Katlenkwene with 28 degrees Celsius, at Veda to 30 degrees Celsius at Janing. Other areas of the country, we're anticipating hot temperatures ranging between 32 degrees Celsius at Mahalape to 35 degrees Celsius at Kasani. Now as we continue with the weather forecast for some cities in SADC, we are expecting clear skies over Maseru, Johannesburg, and Upington with 24 degrees Celsius at Johannesburg. For Manzini and Kebera, we are expecting partly cloudy conditions with 24 degrees Celsius at Manzini. Clear skies are expected over Antananarivo, Beira, Harare, Lusaka, and Windhoek with 33 degrees Celsius at Beira and 26 degrees Celsius at Antananarivo. We're expecting cloudy conditions with rainfall over Dar es Salaam with 28 degrees Celsius. For Blantyre, we're expecting clear skies with 29 degrees Celsius. For Kinshasa and Luanda, we're expecting cloudy conditions with 27 degrees Celsius at Luanda. Well, that is all that I had for you this lovely evening. Until we meet again next time, good night.
Now, let's start by understanding the inspiration behind Cherished Beings Trust Organization for coming up with this, reboot and youth conference.
From our research and our discussions with different stakeholders, we realized that our children in schools and out of schools are becoming unruly. Every day it gets worse. Bullying, drug abuse, there are fights at school, disrespecting parents at home and the like. So we felt there was a need to bring all different stakeholders to sit down and discuss the way forward in terms of